everyone, so today I'm going to make a triple milk unscented soap. I'm incorporating goat milk, buttermilk, and coconut milk. This is my pretty typical recipe. I don't intend this video to be a tutorial. I intend it to be more for entertainment purposes. But if you are a soap maker and you would like some more information, just make sure you check out the description box. So if you are interested in this process, just keep watching. Okay, so the first thing I need to do is add in the lye solution. It is a little thicker lye solution because I've reduced the water that I used to create the solution so that I could add these milks later. This is kind of the thinking of a 50-50 method. I do use more water than the 50-50 method, but it is a similar, it's the same thought process. So this is a much more concentrated lye solution, but the one thing to keep in mind is you always have to make sure sodium hydroxide with the same amount of water or more, never less, because you need that lye solution or the lye to be able to, you need it to be able to dissolve properly. You can tell it has quite a nice amber color, and that's from the organic cocoa butter. I do find that when the lye solution is more concentrated like this, that it can be a little bit more difficult to blend in. Sort of think of a simple syrup consistency as opposed to just a water consistency. One of my favorite things about making milk soaps and unscented soaps with the different milks, with the different additives like honey and aloe is I love to see how it changes color. Like all the soaps are just a little bit different colored, and I think that's so fun. I'm going to add in the goat milk, and this is double the amount of each of the other milks. I've measured just a little bit extra so I don't have to worry about scraping the containers. This is our buttermilk. So thick and luscious. I like to use an organic buttermilk that's farmed in Iowa, which is the state north of me. And then this is the coconut milk, and I use an organic coconut milk also. I haven't been able to find organic goat milk to work with. I'm going to scrape just a little bit. Don't have to, but I'm going to. Like working with milks like this. I don't tend to like to freeze milks to mix with my lye from the get-go. I just tend to be more spontaneous. I just like to be able to pour my milk and make soap. So this method works really nicely for me. You just have to, for me, I just like to bring the temperatures of the milk down just a little bit. Let them sit out just for 30 minutes or something while you prep the batch. So it's not real cold going into my room temperature oils. So while this may not be a full milk soap, we're still getting so many benefits from the milk while being a little bit easier to make. the milks at trace, we're kind of basing that off of the theory that the lye has already bonded with the oils, thus reducing the risk of scorching of the milks. This is such a creamy, thick batter while still being at a light trace, if that makes sense, just from the thickness of the milks compared to the water. So it's at just a light trace. And trace means that it's just sitting on the surface. I'm going to go ahead and pour this soap at the lighter trace today. I want it just to get all in there nice and smooth. Isn't that just creamy and dreamy? I love unscented soap. If you've followed me for a while, you'll know I love unscented soap. So thick and luscious. I like my unscented soaps just to have a flat top so that it's easier to package them. So I'm just going to, I don't know, zhuzh, that's my word, I like zhuzh. Just kind of zhuzh up the top a little bit, just to give it a little interest, makes it kind of look creamy. Kind of think I want some more, just more of the lines from like a drizzle look. Alright, I'm going to go with that. So here we have the Triple Milk unscented soap, and I will be back for the cut. Cut the Triple Milk goat milk soap, and it turned out nice and creamy. You may notice that there's a line on the top and the bottom here, and that is very typical with an unscented milk soap. The entire soap will end up the darker color. That line is pretty big this time because I did make this soap and unmolded it about a week ago. So it's just been sitting here for the right time for me to be able to get a video made. These bars are a little bit shorter than my standard soap bar. I like to make my more natural ones just a little bit smaller. And I like their tops to be rather flat, so when I clean up the edges, I will make sure that those are rather flat. I will bevel those just a little bit more than I would normally if it was going into a box. There really isn't much to see here for this Triple Milk soap. All we need to know is that it's going to be luscious and luxurious and creamy, and all those butters and all the cocoa butter, I should say, all the cocoa butter and all the milks, just gonna make this a very creamy, not overly cleansing. I already work my recipes so that the cleansing number isn't super high. I don't want you to have to slather lotion on you when you get out of the shower when you use one of my soaps. And that's one of the biggest things I have heard about my soap in a review, is that you don't need a bunch of lotion when you get out of the shower. So it is soap, and its purpose is to cleanse. I don't talk about my soaps being moisturizing, I talk about my soaps on a cleansing level. So while they do still clean, some soaps are made with high numbers of coconut oil, and coconut oil is a very cleansing oil. And so sometimes high coconut oil soaps, if not counteracted with a proper super fat, are going to be extra cleansing. So there's just different cleansing numbers and levels with every recipe, and depends on what oils are used. They all cleanse. It's just some are going to be more stripping than others. And our goal is to get you clean without stripping all of your natural oils from your skin. So I'm just going to keep cutting this soap. Here we have the triple milk soap. It's made with goat milk, buttermilk, and coconut milk. Alright guys, I'll talk to you later.